Wilson's freaky catch propels Jets, whose season is alive for now. Garrett Wilson's incredible touchdown and a relentless Jets pass rush were just enough in Thursday's win over the Texans to keep the Jets treading water and faint playoff hopes alive at 3-6. Early in the fourth quarter, Wilson made one of the all-time great catches, a one-handed crossbody grab with a foot and a shin barely inbounds to give the Jets a 14-10 lead after a painful night to that point. The touchdown came while Davante Adams was being assessed for a concussion after falling hard a few plays earlier. Adams had been Aaron Rodgers' go-to guy early, but Wilson stepped into that role while Adams was out, catching 4 big passes in the final 16 minutes. Adams returned to put the cherry on top of a much-needed victory, catching a pretty Rodgers throw for a 37-yard score. Rodgers had only 32 first-half passing yards, tied for the fewest he's ever had in a half. But his big play receivers both stepped up in the second half. Texans' pass protection was a nightmare. The Texans knew they'd have to dig deeper offensively with wide receivers Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs out, and Joe Mixon and Tank Dell stepped up to help fill some of that void. But it was undone by a Texans offensive line that struggled all night, with C.J. Stroud being sacked 8 times, getting up slowly, more than once after contact. Stroud was only 11 of 30 passing for 191 yards, battling until the end and scrambling several times successfully, but it was often out of self-preservation. Dell caught 6 of Stroud's passes for 126 yards, and Mixon ran for 106 yards and a score. But offensive mistakes did the Texans in. Offensive holds wiped out Mixon runs of 10 and 17 yards. Stroud lost a fumble in the red zone early on. 6 offensive linemen allowed multiple pressures, including both Greens, Kenyon, who left with injury, and Kendrick, his replacement. In addition to that, the Texans missed 2 field goal tries, including a 27-yard miss by Kaimi Fairbairn after he'd made a 43-yarder minutes earlier that saw New York flagged for unnecessary roughness. The Texans accepted the Jets' penalty, and it backfired.